2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We've got a capacity crowd inside Vivint Smart Home Arena here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. It's East versus West here in Salt Lake City. The Jazz hope to put on a show for this home crowd. Well, it's the first game of the regular season. Chris, talk about what you expect to see this year in the league overall, the feel you think you're going to get.
Well, I think there's going to be two sides. It's a copycat league, so you're going to see some teams that are going to try to speed up the play. You're going to see some teams that try to increase three-pointers and decrease their mid-range jumpers. And then reality is set in, and then they'll have to kind of get back to playing regular basketball. And for some teams, it's just straight development. How can you develop your young players and get them along with maybe some veterans who are going to be transitioned out in the middle of the year? So right now for coaches, GMs, presidents, there's a lot of optimism, but there's also a lot of prodding and self-examination to see where they will be a year from now, as opposed to putting all their eggs in this season.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Parker and Markkanen, your small and power forwards. Dunn and Levine are the guard set, and it's Carter in at the 5. Now here's Markkanen. Carter outside. Carter sets the pick for Parker. 5 to shoot. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. From deep. Utah with the rebound.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
Yeah, when you only see a team twice a year, it's tough to get a good read on them. It's why so many of these East-West matchups wind up with a split.
Now Markkanen after Zach LaVine missed from long range. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
How about Zach LaVine? I mean, signing a big new contract this summer. Listen, that ACL injury he had, that's in the rear view. Obviously a lot riding on his health and return to form, but he's put in the work.
Free throw, no good. And LaVine seems to be at full strength. His vertical leap testing even higher, if we can believe that, even higher, Chris, than it did in the pre-draft combine.
He's a hard worker. His scoring efficiency lagged a little bit last season, but he was trying to get his game right after injury. Look, we know his potential as far as scoring that ball.
So we can't get either to fall.
Zach LaVine, a high riser, the 2-time dunk contest champ, making his return from that ACL surgery. He can be an explosive scorer.
And from everything you hear, LaVine is a big-time gym rat, Greg.
Yeah, you know, I think he's very dedicated to reaching his full potential. And with his shooting and athleticism, I think he's a great fit in today's game in terms of offense.
Shooting 2.
Free throw dropped for Mitchell. And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports. And you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
Now, here's Portis. They set the screen. It's Parker, top of the key. Here's Lopez. Hits the front of the rim and out.
That's a nice defensive effort. Sticking right up on him. I mean, affecting the shot.
Mitchell outside. Over Valentine. It doesn't go for him. And the Bulls going the other way now. Parker left side. Passes to Dunn. To the paint. Here's Portis. That's in. Coming off an assist from Dunn.
What unselfishness from the young guard, Dunn. He's making more of an effort to distribute the ball.
Mitchell kicks to Cephalosha. Crowder, a screen on Parker. Cephalosha has the open look. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And it's Parker in the corner. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. No good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Jazz out in front. They're up by 4. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Robin Lopez talks about the importance of being the anchor on the defensive end.
That's something I relish. It's something unique. It's something to take pride in, that you have all your teammates back on the defensive end, you know, and when it gets down to it, you're kind of that last line of defense. And obviously, defense is a team-oriented ideal, but there's something fun about that. I think there's something competitive about that.
And, Greg, that's why his teammates love him.
Absolutely. You can tell Lopez really wants to make an impact on defense, on every possession.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what we've seen from the Jazz so far, what's your take?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Dunn and Holiday team up in the backcourt. Valentine out there with Portis. And it's Lopez in at the center, locking down the middle. And Gobert kicks to Cephalosha. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Exum, looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Dunn, and Dunn with the slam.
An excellent defender. You can see that Dunn takes pleasure in coming up with steals. How about the point guard position? A lot like the quarterback. You need a team to put the ball in your hands and trust you to run the show, especially down the stretch. Last season, the Bulls handed Chris Dunn the keys. He seized the opportunity.
Clock at 4. Gobert the pass to Crowder. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
That puts them in the lead. Dunn's got his second basket of the game.
And you see there the speed that Dunn possesses. I mean, he's an absolute force when he's moving like this in transition.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. And Dunn, the 5th pick back in 2016, voted by his fellow draftees as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. But, Chris, it took until year 2 in Chicago for him to break through.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this game is all about getting better, finding the right situation. He still has to become a little more efficient as a player, cut down on his turnovers, improve his shot-making abilities a little bit, but he's delivering on his potential as a two-way player.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Derek Favors checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Cephalosha. Burks, he's checked in for Allen. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Exum. The Bulls also changing it up. Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Markkanen comes in for Portis. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Dunn. Kicks it out to Rubio. Favors sets the pick for Rubio. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. One-on-one fast break. Here's Valentine. Ingles with the rebound.
I like the burst to the bucket right there, but the finish has got to be better.
Burks the pass to Rubio. Back to Burks. Now Crowder. Favors with the screen. Looking to end the drought, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. Was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And you talk about a culture builder. Jay Crowder is a guy who is not content with losing ball games. He's a competitor, and that rubs off on his teammates.
Chicago making a switch here. Parker's checked in. And he can't hit the second. Chicago leading. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for Crowder. Here's Markkanen. Can't hit that one. O'Neal with the defensive effort. Rubio outside. O'Neal a screen on Levine. Screen by O'Neal. Ingles kicks to Favors. Here's Rubio. Hits the three-point bomb. Rubio's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Rubio. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Jazz lead by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. We're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. And Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, they're putting bodies on people. If you just look at the rebounding numbers, you can tell that they've been putting their body on and being more physical than the other team. Now, that fact looms large on both sides, and that's going to be the difference in the second half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice shots. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See everybody with Kevin Harlan.
We welcome you back now to Salt Lake City with a breathtaking view of the layout of this beautiful town. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Chris, when you were playing, you moved between a couple teams. What's the hardest part about getting traded that fans may not understand?
One is your ego. You don't want to usually leave. If you didn't ask for a trade, you don't want to leave that town, that city, the fans, or your players that have become friends. If you happen to be a parent, think about it. Your kids may be switching schools in the middle of the year. What if you have a kid that's in his senior year of school and you have to be traded and you may have to take the family with you? So many just tough situations for individuals and for families. The bond you develop with fans in the city and players, members of the organization, is very strong. And so it's a lot of times it's shocking and hurtful. It's how quickly can you adjust, because that new team wants you and needs you badly.
Good insight. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Utah, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Rubio teams up with Mitchell in the backcourt, and it's Ingles in at the 3 spot. Here's Gobert after the made shot from Wendell Carter. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul. Thabo Sefolosha is checked in for Utah. Exum comes in for Ricky Rubio. Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Gobert with a screen on Portis. Shot clock at 5. And stolen by Dunn. Drops in the breakaway layup. Now it's a 4-point Chicago lead.
Well, that's 3 of their last 5 baskets in transition.
Back to Exum. Gobert with a screen for Exum. Carter with the block. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Now, here's Dunn. He has 6. Portis the screen. Off the screen. Dunn's shot's good. Dunn's got 8.
Trying to master the pick and roll. Dunn, decisions like this definitely makes his coaches happy.
Exum sets a screen for Mitchell. Has to Gobert. Now, here's Exum. Defense is right there. Here's Mitchell. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And here are the Bulls now. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Levine passes to Portis. Back to Levine. Launches a 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Levine's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Utah calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Jay Crowder's checked in for Sefolosha. O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles. Allen's checked in for Mitchell. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Dante Exum. Chicago also making some changes. Lopez comes in for Bobby Portis. And it's Valentine in for Dunn. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Clock at 6. Gobert the screen. And they get it. And O'Neal gets it to go. O'Neal's got his first bucket in this one.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
The third quarter comes to a close. It's Chicago up 7. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
Just 1 quarter left in regulation. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Jazz trail by 7. On the court for the Bulls, getting this 4th quarter started. Markkanen is the 4, with Lopez in the middle. Levine is out there with Valentine. And it's Parker in at the small forward position. Now, here's Rubio. O'Neal a screen on Levine. And the basket by Rubio.
On that play, I mean, it feels even better to be the guy setting the screen than the guy scoring the points.
On the wing, Levine. Back to Parker. And the dunk by Parker.
Capable of doing many things well. Levine has a good sense of when his guys are open.
Levine against Rubio. The kick out to Crowder. Favors with a screen on Markkanen. Rubio against Levine. That is good. And the Bulls lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Rubio.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line. He's out competing guys.
Chicago calls timeout. They're leading by 4. 1:56 left in the 4th quarter of this one. A different look for Utah. Gobert checked in for Crowder. Joe Ingles comes in for Royce O'Neal. And it's Mitchell in for Allen. The Bulls also changing it up. Portis comes in for Robin Lopez. And it's Dunn in for Valentine. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Fred Hoiberg was talking to his team during the timeout. He told them, hey, they're ready to give up. We're close to winning this game, but we're not done yet. I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well we got the pointer calls.
Thank you, David. Stolen by Mitchell. And now Utah, fast break. Rubio with a wide-open look. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
Greg, this game has come to life. They're out there battling now. We didn't see this in the first half.
Now, here's Dunn. Outside, Levine. Stolen by Mitchell. And here's the break. Jumps up. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Zach LaVine. It's the first that ties the game up. Carter, he's checked in for Chicago. And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives them the lead.
And really, the tension could not be higher right now. And he looked like he was shooting free throws at practice. What a cool customer.
Now here's Levine. He kicks it to Carter. Carter sets the pick for Dunn. Shot clock at 6. Connects.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
And the Jazz call time here. They're down by 1. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Dunn.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Now, here's Mitchell. Gobert with a screen on time. Here's Rubio. Sinks it.
No, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Mitchell against Levine. Portis the screen. Levine against Rubio. Money!
Oozing with confidence right now. You got to love seeing Levine capitalize in the clutch.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Yeah, and this is the time to run the best play they got. I mean, the one set they've been holding on to all game. Now's the time to break it out.
Bulls making a switch here. Markkanen's checked in. To the paint, stolen by Markkanen. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Two shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
And you can see Dunn fighting out what it means to be a leader, improving his confidence over time.
And the second of 2 is good. That will put them up by 2. 17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Levine against Mitchell. Favors with a screen on Levine. Mitchell. Good! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Markkanen inside the line. Oh, couldn't sink the shot, and we're going to overtime. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. Well, if you love great competition and neck-and-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1. Getting going right now.
Boys, nice run.
And the Bulls start out with the ball. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. And so in the game for the Jazz, Mitchell and Ingles are out on the wing. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. And it's Rubio in at the 1. And the shot is good.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Mitchell against Levine. Shoots from 12. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Mitchell's got it all tied up now for the Jazz. Levine against Mitchell. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Softly drops in the floater. Mitchell's got 4 points in the quarter.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Carter sets the pick for Levine. Carter with a screen on Mitchell. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And he wasn't going to get away with that one. Still in motion when he set that screen.
He even knew he wasn't in good position. He tried to slide himself into a better spot. The official wasn't happy.
Utah has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 4. 52 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Here's Dunn. Levine dishes to Dunn. There's the pick, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I think you'll probably see more arguments on those illegal screen calls than just about any other play. Maybe the charge call, but guys never think they're removed.
They can more or less wrap it up right here.
This has to be a very smart possession.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And the Jazz start out with the ball. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. Pass to Ingles. Three-pointer. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. And the Jazz lead by 7. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're down by 7. 26 seconds left in overtime. Here's Dunn. It falls. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And Dunn is just a clutch performer. This guy knows how to step up when it matters most.
And so they foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Yeah, those free throws helping them to make the lead even safer.
That's a 2 from Parker. Misses the wing jab.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
And sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Rubio outside. And so it's Utah with the win. They escaped with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great game. I mean, both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came to OT, it was just all about sheer determination on their part.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. With Dante Exum. Dante, still a young guy in this league. What do you want to focus on with your development?
You know, I think it's just staying in the defensive end. You know, sometimes in the heat of the play, you kind of lose sight of it, and it's just about staying in there and just helping your teammates out. So,
a very young guy on a very good team. Thank you, Dante. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.